Hey guys, BubbleT here, and I'm back again to make another opinions video, but this time anime edition. So the two videos that I will be making majority of the time will be K-pop and anime, so I wanted to transition over to anime instead of constantly doing K-pop videos. So to so just to keep it short and small, like I try to do for my opinion videos or my unpopular opinion videos, I have 5 unpopular opinions that may be problematic or you guys may feel offended because I know 2 of them are going to be, a little bit more like it's a very it's not necessarily very it is kind of a controversial scenarios that I'm about to state for my opinions, but I'll explain more as I get further into my opinions. But I'm going to start them off light and easy, but then I'm going to hit it home with my last 2 opinions. Okay, so my first opinion will be the whole wave of anime just being the new aesthetic, if that makes sense. Like I know recently, I want to say in the beginning of 2017 or 16 or whatever, I feel like anime has gotten a lot of recognition. And not that I'm complaining or whatever, but I just kind of find it weird how out of nowhere people are like, "Oh, anime is awesome. Anime is a new wave. It's a new aesthetic. Blah blah blah." So it's weird to me because it's like back in 2010, 29, or back in 2010, 2009. It's like people were shitting on people who liked anime, calling them weebs, otakus, want to be Japanese, want to be Chinese, just being so judgmental of people who liked anime. And I didn't get any of the backlash of me liking anime because I always kept it very low key. I didn't want to be like those one people like, "Oh, I love anime, blah blah blah," because I just didn't know how people would react to it. So I just kept it to myself personally. But I did not personally experience, but I have seen online mostly, and even sometimes outside of in the real world, people just hate on people who like anime, and it's weird. Like now, it's the new trend, and it's like if you like anime, you're part of the cool kids club. It's like, okay, where were you guys 10 years ago when people were getting literally backlash for liking anime? Now it's the new wave. Now it's the new aesthetic. It's also weird how things are coming together. But I mean, I'm happy that anime is getting recognition, but it's I don't want people misconstruing anime as something that's meant to be um something that's meant to be aesthetically pleasing, because there is a lot, because anime does have a lot to offer. It doesn't necessarily have to deal with the music or the art. Every anime you watch has a message to be said. Now, I'm not saying every single anime you watch, because I know a lot of these animes nowadays are just very just out there, weird / random. But the good bit of anime that you do come across, there is a message that can be taken away from it, and there is a lesson that you can learn from it. And I also see a lot of people who have said certain animes, like for example Naruto, definitely Naruto has been one of the main reasons people have grown to better themselves. So it's I don't want people just to think of anime as this new trendy wave. I want people to actually understand that anime is something better, or not something better, but it does bring good to you and to just society in general. So that's all I have to say about that one. Okay, so number 2 is edgy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but the edgy genre in anime can be a little bit over the top. And I guess that's the whole purpose of edgy, to be, over sexualized, to be over, I don't even know, just very hyper sexualized. But I'm like, good grief. I know the 3-ish. I know the 3 animes that I've watched that had a lot of ecchi in it was High School XD. Or no, it was, oh my goodness, okay. It was High School DxD, High School of the Dead, and Kakaguri. If you guys don't know what Kakaguri is, I definitely recommend it, but I'm not gonna try to derail, go off track. But Kakaguri is one of the newer animes that came out, I want to say in either 2017 or 2018. I want to say 2018, but I'm not too sure on that. But it's just basically about a young girl who is a compulsive gambler. But that's all I'm going to say. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have heard of High School DxD and High School of the Dead. And if you haven't heard of High School of the Dead or High School DxD, just know that it's just about high school students. And yeah, you can go from there. But like I was saying was that it's just I get that's the whole point of it, but I just feel like it can be too much at times. Like I'm trying to enjoy it for what it is, not for the sexual bits of it. But it's just like every 2 seconds I'm getting an ass in my face, a girl with overly sized titties, or it's just something, or like guys getting nosebleeds from seeing the girls with the big titties, or having him have a random boner out of nowhere. It's like, oh my goodness, I get it. That's the whole point of it, but it's like I feel like some scenes are unnecessary, and I feel like they weren't, yeah, they just weren't necessary to be in there. So that's just me on ecchi. Ecchi's not one of my most liked genres of anime, but it's like if there's an anime that I'm interested in and it has ecchi in it, I will try to bear through it. But it's like, or especially, what was that, Cooking Wars, or what anime was it where it had the man Food Wars? I think it was Food Wars, and it was just so awkward whenever the people would eat the main character's food and they'll just start having this food orgasm. I'm like, this is so uncomfortable but hilarious. But it's just, I don't know, just some scenes I'm like, this is a little bit too much for my liking, but it is what it is for what it is. What the anime is, it is what it is for it. Okay. So number 3, Future Diary, or Miran Nikki. Future Diary is the English name of the Japanese anime. Miran Nikki, as I just said, was trash. Now, I'm sorry to those who actually like the anime. That's you, but I could not stand it. I liked it, like, for the first, 12 or 13 episodes, and then after that, I just hated it. I just did not want to watch it. But I'm that type of person who refuses to move on to another show unless I finish, or until I finish the show I'm on right now. That's just me. So I just feel like I was in this internal dread of having to watch this anime and get through with it, only because I'm so stubborn. I refuse to just stop watching one show and then move on to another one, but not, because then I'm like, oh crap, I should just finish that show and just be done with it. So yeah, it's this internal conflict I have with myself. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna finish watching this damn anime and forget about it. But I cannot forget about it because this anime has been one of my least favorite animes ever. But I did watch this like 2 or 3 years ago, so who knows, I might one day, out of the whim, decide to rewatch it, and who knows, maybe my opinions will change about it. But as of right now, I stand strongly that I did not like the anime whatsoever. And the reason why I did not like it was either because of the character development from Yuki, or it was because the second main character, was a damn yandere. And I don't know if it's because of those. I think it was mostly because I don't want to like spoil too much, but I'm gonna like reveal a little bit about the two's relationship. So obviously these two will end up falling in love for each other. I don't know how it happened, but they just do. But at first it was like Yuki did not like Yuno at all because she was a crazy bitch. But I don't know. As the game progressed with the other contestants who were involved in the Future Diary game, and with Yuno and Yuki, it seemed like as shit got more serious, the relationship got more serious. And I guess I can understand from a character development way, but it's like he was like, I liked Yuki the first 13 episodes, but then he became a complete asshole. And I was like, oh my god. Like, what the fuck, bro? I actually liked you. And even to that point, I still did not like Yuno. From episode 1 up until episode 25, I did not like her. She did not have not a single damn redeemable moment for me. She may have had at least, okay, scratch that. She had at least like a few redeemable moments, but then she ended up fucking it up for herself. And I'm like, okay, we're back to square one with you, bitch. You're just not, no. So yeah, it was just those two. It was just yandere aspect of it. I know the whole point of a yandere is to be a crazy bitch, but oh my god, that was just a lot to take in. And then Yuki, he was just not. He didn't really like lead up to his, or what's that damn saying? Oh, I cannot think of the word, but he just did not live up to his potential, in my opinion. I mean, it was just so unfortunate how I had such high hopes for this guy, and only for him to be a shit. Or to just be an ass. So I was like, well, that's unfortunate. But it is what it is, I guess. So yeah. Okay, so moving on to number 4. So like I did say in the beginning of my video that I will be hitting the 2 kind of controversial opinions towards the end. So here we are now. So number 4 is Classmates. I cannot pronounce the Japanese version of it, but the English name is Classmates. Is hands down the cutest yaoi movie I've ever seen personally. So yes, I am, what is that damn word? A fujoshi, but like, I would go on a rant about my stance as a fujoshi, but I'm not gonna like, I'll probably do it in a whole nother video, but do realize that I do know the difference between fantasy and fiction, or no, not fantasy, but I do know the difference between fiction and reality, and I do understand that people from the LGBTQIA plus community are going through a lot, but let's not get fucked up though. I do see gay people as human beings. I know that they're going through a lot right now, and my heart goes out to every single person in the gay community, but let's not get a, but with yaoi, that's a whole different scenario. That's fiction. That is not real. It does not apply to anything that goes on in the real world. So I just want people to understand that I'm not those crazy ass people who are like, oh, gay people, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't see them as a fucking, as a non-human being. But let's not get it fucked up though. I like reading yaoi, and that's just that. If you don't like it, that's your business. But don't come like grinding my ass about it, because it's not necessary, because I'm not gonna care. I'm not going to listen, because I know the difference between reality and fiction. And that's that. But continuing on to my opinion, Classmates is just the cutest. Because I feel like with yaoi anime specifically, it's a hit or miss. Because I feel like with, authors or directors, I feel like they kind of move too fast with the relationship development. It's like within episode 1, you're either having the Yuki and Semi hook up, like have a one night stand. The Yuki assumes that, oh, I'm never going to see this man again. Good riddance or whatever, but then they meet out of nowhere, like at a strange occurrence, and then the Yuki starts falling for the Semi, blah blah blah, and the whole relationship is just rushed. Like usually episode 1 is when there's sex involved, and then episode 2 is usually when the Yuki or the Semi catches feelings, and then episode or chapter 3 is when conflict happens. It's like it's just so fast paced. And with Classmates, I feel like it's realistically moving at a right pace. Like, they meet each other, they talk to each other, they get comfortable with one another, and it moves in a progressively appropriate way. So that's why I really liked it. And then plus, it wasn't like over sexual. It had a little bit of kissing, had a little bit of hugging, blah blah blah. But overall, it was just so beautiful. I actually liked it. So I feel like with anime yaoi in general, it's just a hit or miss. You're not gonna really have like an anime that's gonna be a realistic. You're gonna have something that's gonna be fantasy, and it's gonna be flat out like this is not realistic. This will never happen in the real world. And the same with Classmates. I mean, I know the occurrences of meeting your loved one. I mean, this does happen, but the occurrences of just how the movies played out to be, it's rare that this happens, but at least realistically speaking, that this could possibly happen. Compared to like Super Lovers or Genre Romantica, where it's just the possibilities are very low. So that's just what I'm getting at. It's just more realistic, which makes it more cuter and more enjoyable to watch. Okay, so I say the best for last, because I feel like this manga in general has been just the pit of all controversies, and that is Killing Stalking. But my opinion to this is that Killing Stalking, in my opinion, was not that bad. Honestly. I mean, I did stop reading it. I just got back into reading it, like, I want to say 2 weeks ago. I stopped reading it because it just got too much for me. Like, a lot of shit was happening, and I was just not feeling comfortable with reading it, so I stopped reading it. But then I got back into it because I was like, okay, let's give it another chance. Let's see how things go. But as I was saying, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of juxtaposing what I'm saying, but overall, it's not that bad. But I understand why people were so apprehensive with Killing Stalking to begin with, because the author did state that she personally has not experienced, any mental illness or has been in an abusive relationship. And that infuriated a lot of people who were anti-Killing Stalking, because they felt that it was like, making fun of people who went through abusive relationships or who have mental illnesses, because the author didn't go through herself. So they felt like she was just assuming that this is how it went. And then on top of that, the anti-Killing Stalking people were also feeling, oh, this is yaoi. So of course all the fujoshis or fundashis are going to glorify the fuck out of it. They're going to glorify an unhealthy relationship, only because they're two gay men. So that right there is why I would see why people were bashing the fuck out of killing Stalking. But let's not get it twisted. I came at killing Stalking for the psychological purpose of it. I didn't care that it was yaoi because I was like, okay, I already know for a fact that this, like, after chapter 1, I was like, yeah, this is not gonna be cupcakes and rainbows. So let me just get this whole yaoi aspect out the way and just look at it from Songwoo's perception. And that is because he has been abused in his life from his parents, and that he does have a mental disability, and Yu Boom was a victim of that. So it's just interesting to see how this all played out. That's the only reason why I stuck around. But the whole yaoi bit of it, it just kind of made me uncomfortable because I'm like, this is very unhealthy and this is very toxic. And yeah, I did go on Tumblr and Twitter where majority of the comments and just, you know, the long ass post on why you shouldn't watch, not watch, but read Killing Stalking, or a long ass list as to why you should read Killing Stalking. I did come across people like, you know, glorifying the relationship, you know, shipping them or whatever. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they suck, they deserve to die in a hole, because that's not me. If that's what you like, I'm not going to judge you for it. But do I find it a little bit awkward? Yes, but I'm not gonna sit up in here and like literally bash you because like I'm not perfect. Like who cares? But I personally did not like the relationship at all. It was just very unhealthy, very toxic, very just poisonous, uncomfortable from like both parties. I was like, this is not okay. Sorry, this is not okay. But yeah. So I mean, as I said, like, so it's like I only stuck around for Killing Stalking because of the psychological perspectives of it, and just to see how Sungwoo reacted to certain situations, and then how, you know, it was just a very interesting story to read if you're not reading it for the yaoi bit of it. But if you're really interested just to see what the fuck goes down, then I highly recommend it. Period. I highly recommend the fuck out of it if you're interested in that. But as I said, I do feel like people who are anti-killing stalking shouldn't have been hating on people who actually like killing stalking. It's silly. Like, we have so many other things going on in this world, and you're really gonna ridicule someone for reading a fictional story. Like I said, I understand where they're coming from with it, but I don't feel like it was necessarily right for them to come and bash us for liking it. It's just silly to me. It's like, what's the point? You threatening us, you calling us this and that, what's it gonna prove? What's it gonna solve? Nothing. It's just you wasting your time. So, I mean, that's just how I felt about it, but overall, we're gonna agree. If you agree with me, that's fine. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Like I said, Killing Stalking is an agree to disagree type of controversial topic, and yaoi in general is agree to disagree type of topic. But as I'm saying before, respect everyone's opinions regardless of how you feel, because at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's not about anybody. It's about us just expressing how we feel and leaving it there. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. But concluding my video. So yeah, these are my 5 unpopular anime opinions, and if you guys have some opinions about anime in general, please comment them down below. If you agreed with some of my comments, let me know. If you disagree with some of my comments, let me know. But like I said, at the end of the day, we are all anime fans, I'm hoping. We're all going to have different experiences. We're all going to have different opinions. So at the end of the day, just respect mine. I'll respect yours, respect others. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to have one big fun time just to talk about anime in general, because anime is pretty fucking cool. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.